Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire. Myself and Marty are out on the field that I mentioned. We've barely walked all of, what are we talking, 10 feet from the car, and Marty's straight in with a tin can. Well done, Marty. Okay, so this field is littered with crop marks. So are the fields next door, and the field next door you might be able to hear a lot of machinery. That's tractors hard at work, lifting carrots and other vegetables. So we're going to leave that field for just now. We're on this one next door, so fingers crossed that there is some good stuff to be had. The drought is over. Let's see. Okay, so first signal for me, only a couple of minutes in, and hopefully the microphone is working better. Still got this relentless wind, and I've decided to not bother with the tripod today. One less thing to carry. $81 to $84, so let's see what we get. First dig on the new field. And that's us out the hole, fairly deep, about 7 inches, and moment of truth. I've switched to vibrate because I realised how loud it was on the microphone, and there we go. I think we're straight in with a bit of lead. Double check. Yep, that is it. So that is a hefty bit of lead. Let's give it a rub-a-dub, see if there's any detail. Find number 1. Okay, it's basically junk, but it's a good sign. It's a hefty big bit of lead, very chunky, probably weighs over an ounce, and hopefully a sign of some good old stuff to be had. This one came in at a 63, very silent, and then it was right in the bottom of the clod that I dug out. I don't know, some sort of tractory, agriculture related item. Oh well. I forgot to say at the beginning, I'm on the sensitive program 2, and thankfully just trying to stay out the wind, but I just got a scratchy 50, 52 and took a couple of inches off the top and thought I had a bit of aluminium or aluminum, and I think I've actually got a quarter of a hammered coin. Right, I need to give this a little gentle clean up and I'll get back to you. I should also add, because no doubt someone will comment, you'll have seen the photograph of the crop mark in the field immediately next door to the one that we're metal detecting, and I should say that it is not a scheduled monument, and I have checked online to make sure that the field is not out of bounds, so do make sure you follow the law. Anyway, we've got a cut quarter, and you can just see the letters, I think CIVI for city, Civi. So it would say Civi Tas, and then something like LONDON, or what's another one? Can, CANTOR for Canterbury. And you can just see the pellets in the quarter. So it's a long cross, and I'm guessing probably one of the Edwards. Edward the First to Edward the Third, I'm going to guess, which would be sort of sometime in the sort of 1260s through to the 1360s or thereabouts. But that is a fantastic sign. I had high hopes, and this is a very good start. Only 20 minutes in. Just catching up with Marty, showing him my little cut quarter, seeing he wasn't far away, and he's got himself a little buckle. Still got the pin. I think that's probably got a bit of age to it. maybe Georgian, could be earlier. And it's very small, it's not particularly well made in terms of strength. So I don't know, maybe off of a trouser sort of strap or something like that. Let us know in the comments below. Good signs. And Marty's got himself a little, I don't know, it's kind of like a smoking pipe, but it's made of metal. What do you reckon to that? Interesting. Let us know in the comments below. This one was a solid 45, 48, right on the surface, didn't even need to dig for it. And it's a spoon handle. Can't seem to go metal detecting in Persia without finding a spoon. Oh well. This time a very solid 75. First coin would be nice. Well, in fact, second coin, because I've had the cut quarter. Not particularly deep, out in the first 3 inches, give or take. Can't be that. How can a bit of slate, or how can a bit of tile be magnetic? That's that is what's the word I'm looking for? Drainage stuff. But it is. How can drainage pipe be magnetic? That makes no sense. Let's get the detector over. It is indeed. Well, I've had and I've seen plenty of drainage pipe over the years, but I've never had any magnetic, or metals should I say, not magnetic. It is very heavy. So, explain that one. This time we've got a solid 80. Well, 78, 79, 80. So much for a coin. It's a mangled moo tube. This one sounds amazing. 8081. Might well be a coin this time. I don't believe it. It's lead. A great big chunk yet again. Damn. I just got an Iron Brew can, aluminium, Scotland's other national export, national drink. Right here, just assumed it's going to be another part of the same can. And it was this. It is Queen Elizabeth II. It's 1 penny, pre-decimal, and you've got the date 1966. So there you go, 1 penny. Technically not spendable, but it is the present monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. So, coin number 2, but the first whole one. Excellent. What have we got this time? Solid 86. Coin territory. Another unknown item. Bit of threading at one end. It's got something sticking out it. Marty's actually got one as well. Don't know what it is. 86. Some sort of farm related item, I'm guessing. Junk. This one is a nice 84. 83, 84. Called Marty over to check it out and he thinks it's a good one as well, so fingers crossed. Came out in the first spadeful, pretty shallow, and look at what we've got. We've got a lovely little bottle. And it says the words Ponds, P-O-N-D-S, and the number 39, I think that is, below it. Got a little chip out it, and the reason I was able to find it is because it's got a little screw cap on top, which I can't get off with one hand. Give me a second. There we go. There we go. Little screw cap. Can't see anything left inside other than a fly. So I'm guessing that's probably a little moisturiser. Ladies moisturiser maybe? Or maybe it was a metrosexual farmer back in the day. And date wise, I'm going to say 1920s to 1950s. But let me know in the comments below. I got a little 80, 81, and one thing I was wondering was no buttons. And what do I go and find? A button. Doesn't seem to have any decoration. You can see where the loop would have been attached, and date wise probably going to be 1800s I'm guessing, so Georgian probably in date, but it's a find. This one's a very high tone. $82. It's either going to be a great big silver coin or aluminium. Hopefully a silver coin. Well, it's in here, and if that is a silver coin, it's a small one. Oh, what is that there? Looks like a line. That is not a coin. Oh, oh, it's maybe junk, but a different kind of junk. Decorated junk, possibly. Definitely something going on there, isn't there? Right, let's give it a wee rub-a-dub and get back to you. This is what we call in the business junk. Utter junk. It's maybe been the lid off something, or maybe even a clock face, but either way, it's rubbish. I can't seem to stay away from Heinz at the moment. That looks like an early one. But this is the second or third bit of Heinz I've had in the last 3 outings. Oh well. We've got quite a solid 52, 53. Maybe a wee buckle or something? Let's see. The moment of truth. I've turned my speaker back on my Carrot because it was so difficult just to do with vibrate. I'm so used to the noise. You know how rubbish I am at using it. I think we've either got a coin or a button, and I think we've got a coin. 1958, it's another Elizabeth II. It's a silver sixpence. Well, it's not actually got any silver in it because by 1945 they were just junk, but they were still called silver sixpences. So Elizabeth, by the grace of God, Queen of the Britons, Defender of the Faith. And on the other side, oh, Fid Def, Defender of the Faith, so I misread it. And you'll notice there is no imp. India, Empress of India, because 1947 India gained its independence. So 1958, silver sixpence. You can see the thistle, the shamrock, the leek and the rose, the 4 national flowers of the 4 countries that make up Great Britain. Well, at least it's a coin. It's been quiet. Here's the best of Marty's finds, which are, like mine, a bit limited. Getting annoyed by flies. He's got a little halfpenny. We can make out Regina, so it's a woman, which means that's going to be Queen Victoria, the middle half of the 1830s to 1901. Then he's got himself a little loop thing, and a little link thing, and a little button thing. And this almost looks a bit like a little pendant, but can't see any decoration or detail on it. And a little buckle you've already seen, and then what we thought was maybe a medieval palm guard made of lead, but turn it over, you can see it's got a few attachments. I think that's a boss from a heavy horse saddle or such like, but let us know in the comments below. I mentioned earlier that I hadn't had a button in ages, and then I got one shortly thereafter, and I've just got another one, a little domed button this time. Can't see any decoration on it, but on the back you can just make out a few gold flecks. It's been gold gilded at some point, and I'm going to guess it's probably from the sort of Georgian period, which would be George I from 1714 through to George III, which would be 1820, give or take. Give or take. But it's a find. This one is quite a solid tone. 57. Let's see what we get. And we have got it. Some sort of ancient, maybe Celtic ring money, or maybe just a few broken links from somebody's chain. Oh well. Well, I was not expecting what I have just found. Well done, the DEUS II. You'll see I'm on program 1. I swapped back to the general program maybe 10 minutes ago, and then I hit a patch of 5 or 6 little pieces of copper that all came in about the sort of low 50s through to the middle 60s. This came through at 64 to 65, which obviously I expected it to be a gold coin, and it is a very smooth but clearly hammered silver coin. And you can make out a head, locks of hair and a crown. So I think we've got ourselves another hammered penny, possibly of Edward I. You beauty. Let's give it a little clean up off camera. And there we go, undoubtedly. It's got a little damage, top right corner there, or right hand side, you can see it can't have a corner, it's circular, but you know what I mean. That is a hammered silver coin, and I suspect it's going to be one of the Edwards again. Edward I to Edward III, which puts it sort of 1260, 1270, I think he was on the throne. And Edward III, I think, was 1370s. 1377 rings a bell for some reason. So, you beauty. 2 hammered coins, albeit one of them is only a quarter, and this one is well worn, but still, it's going to be, what, 700 years old, possibly? That's tremendous. Great start for the new field. It's been really slow, it really has, with the exception of the quarter. And this silver coin, I've picked up a couple of other coins, but really it's been hard going. There's not been a massive amount of signals, and there's a lot of aluminium and a lot of foil, which is a pain. But I've sniffed out a hammer. A hammered. And I'm sure that the landowner will be really happy. Excellent. I keep on hearing about people talking about relic mode, which is program number 9, and I think it's an all metal mode, but I haven't had a chance really to read up on it. But I ground balanced, I thought, you know what, let's give it a bash. It's been quiet for the last 20 minutes, so I literally walked 6 feet, got an 84, checked it with a different program, and it sounded good on that one as well. Dug down, and look what's popped out. That must be the quickest find with a new program ever. It looks like a halfpenny, possibly a ship's halfpenny. It looks in not particularly good condition either, but we'll give it a rub-a-dub and see what it looks like. All I can pretty much make out is the word D-E-I, De Gratia, by the grace of God. I'm wondering if maybe it's going to be a Victoria with a veiled head because of these lines, but then that might just be damage or corrosion. Either way, it's definitely a halfpenny, and it's going to be somewhere between the sort of 1830s through to the middle, to the latter part of the 1900s. Oh well, It's a coin.